Howdy folks, I'm Brian.
I'm Amber.
And here's some Reddit. Our first story is titled, Am I a jerk for expecting my husband to pay for the tools that my daughter used to make the handmade necklace that he threw out? And there is a content warning on this one. It does involve domestic abuse and verbal abuse. My husband and I have disagreements from time to time. Nothing major, just normal stuff. He has a habit of throwing out stuff of mine as a way to, quote, teach me a lesson whenever he's upset with me after an argument. This time he threw out a handmade necklace my daughter, 13, made for me herself on Mother's Day. The argument was about him wanting to hang out with his buddies on the day that my mom's surgery was, and I wanted him to stay home and be with our daughter, but he refused. Yesterday I found out he threw out the necklace, and after he admitted to what he did, I went off on him and also told him that the necklace was special to me and that my daughter spent so much time and effort to make it. She comforted me and then told me that she'd make an identical one for me if I buy her the tools. I went to my husband and told him that I was expecting him to cough up the money and pay for the tools so my daughter could make me a similar necklace. He laughed and said that I was delusional to expect him to pay when I haven't even apologized for my part of the argument. But I felt like I had nothing to apologize for and that, yes, he should stay home for the family emergency. He said, why don't you have one of your friends come and stay with Chloe? Oh yes, you don't have any. This made me mad, but he said that he wouldn't pay, but I told him that our daughter knew what he did, which set him off saying that I was turning our daughter against him and brainwashing her into thinking that he's a bad guy in this scenario. I told him that I'm still expecting him to pay, but now he's saying that I'm ganging up on him with our daughter. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. So I want to start by saying that I know OP says that this is normal disagreements. This is not normal.
Yeah.
Every couple has their disagreements and their conflicts, but throwing out someone else's property to teach them a lesson, nothing about that is healthy.
No, there isn't anything that's healthy about that situation. There isn't anything that's healthy about the way he's handling this. And OP is just like kind of so immersed in this that she feels that this is a normal, healthy relationship. Oh, we all have our disagreement. We have our disagreements from time to time. Just normal stuff. He throws out my stuff.
Right. And so my gut reaction would be to tell OP to run for the hills, but I know that's not always easy or feasible. So
No.
my recommendation would be for OP would be, if possible, see if you can take a few days away from him. You know, you and your daughter maybe stay with your mom while she's recovering from surgery, or if you have other family, or go stay at a hotel, but take a few days where you're not in the thick of the mess
Hmm.
and kind of evaluate the situation. Your request was completely reasonable, like to expect your partner to look after their daughter.
Yeah.
Like,
When he's acting like taking care of his own daughter is a chore.
exactly, and and not even just that, but like something he shouldn't be expected to do
Yeah,
at
this
all.
isn't my job. Why would I want to take care of my daughter?
So, like, first of all, like, what does he actually do for you and your family? Like, it may be financial support. Does he have other behaviors like this, and does he use any of them toward your daughter as well? I know OP is, doesn't, it sounds like is pretty isolated, and that's another big red flag.
Yeah, it sounds like he's taking a great deal of effort into isolating her. It sounds like OP doesn't have much in the way of friends that she can lean on or even act as a sounding board as to whether or not this is normal behavior. And I'm really glad that OP has a resource that they can reach out to and figure out that this is indeed not normal.
The daughter is being put in a little bit of a hard place because you have to remember she's still 13, she's still a child. And while it was important for her to know that the necklace got thrown out,
Hmm.
if you're relying on her to comfort you in these
Yeah.
situations, like, that's putting an unfair burden on
The
her.
daughter shouldn't be acting as a fixer or a
Mm-hmm.
confidant in this situation. Parents shouldn't be treating their children as, fixers or confidants.
And my last piece of advice would be talk to your local domestic violence organization. If you're in the US, the hotline is a national hotline, thehotline.org. Brian can put the phone number in his description box below,
Hmm.
but they can help connect you with resources. Our next story is, am I the jerk for telling my mother-in-law about my energy diet and saying it's the reason why I don't come with to her weekly family dinners anymore? Content warning on this one for manipulation and bullying. So I'm a 33-year-old female, and my mother in law has a tradition, and that's hosting weekly family dinners at her house where everyone visits. In every dinner she hosts, she'd find a way to comment about my hair, body, job, age, and worst of all, my infertility. It upsets me, makes me feel uncomfortable, and puts me on the spot. Mother-in-law says she's just looking out for me, and my husband thinks that I'm being too sensitive. During my last dinner there, mother-in-law commented on my infertility by telling me to hurry up and get pregnant soon because I'm not getting any younger. After that, I no longer felt comfortable going over there and being a part of her weekly family dinners. My husband threw a fit, but eventually started going alone. This went on for 2 weeks. Now, after missing my third family dinner, I got a call from mother-in-law sounding as nice as she could, asking me about my health and stuff. I kept it short and civil, but she asked if I was going to show up for the next week's family dinner. I said no. She was like, "Why, are you still sick?" I found out that my husband had lied about me being sick as an excuse for my absence. That is another story for later. I said, "No, actually, I'm on a diet." She laughed and said that I needed to lose a few pounds and said that she'd see if she'd make some healthy side dishes just to get me to come. But I said, "Oh no, I'm actually on an energy diet. This means that if there's anything that bothers me, makes me uncomfortable, puts me on the spot, that I don't want it and don't want to waste my energy on it." She got offended and said that I was being rude to her for no good reason. I cut the call short a few minutes in. My husband got home later and started yelling at me for what I said to his mother. I told him I don't want to go there anymore when his mom keeps making digs at me for her own amusement. He again said that I was being too sensitive, but added that I was embarrassing him in front of his whole family, and said that by deciding to no longer show up, I'm basically telling his family that I don't want to be around them to all of their faces. We argued about it for half an hour, then he took my phone and tried to get me to call her to undo what I did and take back what I said, but I took the phone back and turned it off. He got more livid and said that I have one day to make this right and started showing his family some respect. Am I the jerk? I just wanted to tell her why, but in a nice way.
Alright, folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
I'm gonna say OP is not the jerk, and but the rest of the people in the situation suck, and your husband is as bad as his mom.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that the thing is this, OP. You've been given a golden opportunity by your husband to not to extend well past that day and not make this up to your mother-in-law. And that way maybe you can cut out all the bad people in your life, because it sounds like you're in a den of snakes, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Like, if no one is gonna stick up for you, not even your own partner who's supposed to be on your side, like, that's not good. And you don't want to be there. And you know you don't want to be there, but you don't have to listen to your husband. You don't have to go back there. You don't have to make any apologies you don't want to. And you should maybe reevaluate whether you want to be married to a man who thinks it's totally fine for his mom to make fun of your weight and your infertility and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks, it's tea time. We'll do a very, very short tea time today. I've got some kind of tea.
I have water. I'm being a rebel.
Do you want to tell a joke, Amber?
I certainly do. What is black and white and red all over?
A newspaper.
A sunburnt zebra.
A sunburnt zebra. A zebra with a nosebleed. There's a few variations on that. So, yeah. And I have mint tea. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving us a like. And if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Oh, and happy Friday, Junior.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Hopefully you're all having a great week so far. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.